Sorry, I forgot to unmute the mic. All right, so this is also going to be uploaded to YouTube, but we will also be streaming it on a random day. It was supposed to be Sunday, but today is Monday, and yeah, we're finally getting around to it.
Mental health matters.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Definitely, this one here wasn't feeling too good, so we kind of postponed it. Anyway, if you're seeing this on YouTube, which more than likely you are, just go ahead and leave follow, a like, and I'll keep you up to date. But for right now, we're gonna jump into some Reddits and see what we have. I think Melody already has one pulled up and ready.
It's in relationship advice. 27 female, asked my boyfriend, 28 male, whether he would save his wife or baby during childbirth. He said the baby because he would have stronger emotions for it and that the wife may not even be with him forever. He also added that it's easier to lose emotions for a spouse than his child. That's a deal breaker for me, but I would like people's opinions. Do you think that's a reason to leave the relationship? When it's 10 hours old.
He said, "What? No." He said the baby because. Oh wait. He said the baby because he would have stronger emotions for it, and that the wife may not even be with him forever. I don't know. That's kind of a weird way of putting it, but I mean, in that kind of a situation, then yeah, you always prioritize
The
the
child.
child. But to prioritize it for that reason, I don't know. That just feels a little off.
Mm-hmm.
What's the comments on it? I don't know if it would be like breaking off the relationship, kind of.
9 minutes ago, somebody said it's a hard question regardless. There's no correct answer to this, just what the couple agreed on beforehand. To me, it just seems like maybe your values don't align. Not really that he's a bad person, or you're a bad person.
Okay, what's that long you say? You want me to read it?
I got it.
Okay.
I think it's terrible to consider anything other than the mother, especially if it hasn't been expressed clearly beforehand. A newborn has so much potential for life and it is so valuable, but a grown woman with aspirations, hopes, love, and a life, I would argue, is so much more valuable. If if forced to choose, I would never want to kill a newborn child, and just the thought makes a knot in my stomach. But killing my partner, whose life is so complex and hopeful, in exchange for a life not yet realized, is so much worse, in my opinion. The story of the brain dead woman forced to carry a child to birth literally made me throw up, and my partner said, if anything like that happened to her, kill her first. She isn't a factory or a machine. She is a person. An unborn infant isn't aware to the point of fearing or having loss upon death. A woman with hopes and dreams is. A loss of a child is devastating and never something anyone should go through. But I would argue the loss of a mother, a partner, and a daughter is a greater loss, but both are eternally devastating.
Both are devastating, but it's one of those things where it's just like it's a shitty situation no matter how you slice it. Now, I lost my mom whenever I was really young, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
These people do not. But I lost my mom whenever I was 11, and I got my little brother out of it. Now, Would I say if I could make that choice for my mom with the knowledge that I know now, just say yeah, kill the child, spare the mom? No,
Um,
I
are
honestly
we
wouldn't.
recording?
Huh? No, it's streaming.
Oh,
No, I wouldn't trade my brother for the world. And I love her. I love my mom too, but I don't know. It's a catch 22.
mhm.
A catch 22 no matter how you look at it.
Hi, Bubba.
Hi, Bub. All right, now I got one. That is, am I the asshole for refusing to eat my wife's spaghetti after I found out what she put in it? Taking it on the title, if it's not something you're allergic to, what's the issue? All right, last night my wife made spaghetti and it smelled amazing. She said she tried something new and wanted me to just eat it before asking questions. Sounds like something you would say. I had a few bites and it tasted kind of off, but not terrible. Just weirdly sweet and earthy. I asked what she changed, and she told me she blended up leftovers leftover spaghetti from 6 days ago and mixed it into the sauce to thicken it. I immediately stopped eating. I know it is technically the same ingredients, but the idea of blended old noodles mixed into fresh sauce made me feel sick. She got offended and said I already ate half a plate, so clearly it was fine, and I was just being dramatic now that I knew. I told her that this. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I told her that is exactly the point. I did not know. If I had known beforehand, I would not have eaten it. She said I was being wasteful and disrespectful and acting like she served me garbage. I ended up making a sandwich because I could not finish it, and she got really upset and barely talked to me the rest of the night. Now she told her family. Of course, they always involve family, don't they? Now she told her family, and they think I embarrassed her, but my mom thinks it is gross and I should not have been tricked into eating it. I feel bad for hurting her feelings, but also I feel like I should a get a. I'm getting tongue tied today. What the fuck? I feel bad for hurting her feelings, but also feel like I should get a say in what I am eating. Am I the asshole? No. Because I'm sorry. 9 times out of 10, if we have leftovers that last more than 5 days, we toss that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's like super unhealthy or anything. Just, why risk it? Why would you want to risk something like that? And then to take it and blend it up and put it in the sauce to thicken it, that sauce is already thick enough as it is. Why? It makes no sense. Your thoughts?
It makes zero sense to use stuff that's 6 days old and a new blend it and then put it into sauce for new spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. The first comment, top rated. Not the asshole. Quote, it tasted kind of off, but not terrible. Just weirdly sweet and earthy. You want to know what that earthy taste probably was? Cold. Yes, this is the one. You get an earthy taste and something that shouldn't taste earthy. You are tasting mold/fungus. I don't know if you were acting like she served you up garbage, but if it tasted earthy due to unseen mold, she was serving you garbage. You weren't being wasteful. Moldy food goes in the compost or the garbage. What does a plate of spaghetti and sauce cost in ingredients? $2 ish. So wasteful. Leftover spaghetti and sauce is generally safe. Oh, quote, leftover spaghetti and sauce is generally safe to eat for 3 to 5 days when stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator. For the best quality and safety, especially with meat sauces, it is recommended to consume them within 3 to 4 days. Also, not the asshole. You didn't embarrass her. You stopped eating. Did you go and tell her family to garner ridicule? No. She told her family. If she is embarrassed, it is because she has embarrassed herself. You did not do that.
So I have two.
Okay.
Let me scroll back up to this one.
You what? You what?
Am I the asshole for telling my daughter she shouldn't be surprised her dad chose his wife over her?
What? Start over?
Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter she shouldn't be surprised her dad chose his wife over her? Or how do I, 35 female, handle my soon to be ex husband, 38 male, asking me to change my name back?
Yeah, second. I'll be right.
Okay. Throwaway. Not to be dramatic, but last year was the worst year of my life. I got unexpectedly laid off from my job of 8 years in June. And immediately things with my husband of 6 years slash partner of 11 years, Nick, fell off. I scrambled to try and save my marriage and find a new job. All while we were plunged into financial uncertainty because I was the breadwinner and the provider of insurance. It was awful. I felt powerless. It was unclear what was up with Nick. Checking in with him yielded only vagaries, but he did tell me, I'm unable to support you emotionally at this time. Long story short, by September, and after exactly one couples therapy session, Nick told me he no longer wanted to be married to me. He immediately shacked up with a mutual friend before even officially moving out of our shared house. This was an insanely painful chapter of my life, and I'm glad to be through it and doing better. 6 months have passed, and he hasn't even filed, though he reportedly tells people we're divorced. I have a new, even better job now. Nick and I have kept it civil, and I'll be buying him out of our house. Yesterday, we met up to talk details. I'm trying to be fair to him while also taking into account his actual financial contribution to our marriage. Things were going well. We were headed towards a compromise when he said to me, it's also really important to me that you change your name back to your maiden name. I was blindsided. I said, that's my name. And he replied, no, it's mine. And I don't want you walking around with it. The tone of our negotiations soured after this. It seems like a line in the sand for him. My married name is Cole. It has star power, and I'd like it too. Ruby Stone. My maiden name was the vibe of, I don't know, Ruby Higginbottom. I was planning keeping Stone. I am not sentimental about its attachment to Nick, And to mention it's a years long pain in the butt to change your name. Married women get there out there get me. I need advice and a gut check. That's a wild thing to ask me, right? Is this even a thing? Nick is quite entitled and domineering. I'm sorry to say it isn't unlike him to tell me exactly what he expects me to do. I'm worried this will derail our buyout negotiations. I also don't want to do it. How do I gracefully handle this, considering he'll definitely try to fight me on it? Top rated comment says, what did your divorce attorney say about it?
Anything on OPs? I don't know what to say to that one.
OP responds with,
Aside from telling Nick to get off his fucking high horse.
after that period of unemployment, we don't have any money. We don't have money for attorneys, so we agreed to do DIY the divorce.
DIY divorce?
Mm-hmm. Do it yourself divorce.
Sounds like more of a headache than it's. I'm not gonna say it's more of a headache than it's worth, because apparently it's a big headache. But goodness. Alright, I'm still thinking. Hey, here we go. Weight loss advice. Something more up my alley. People who went from fat to skinny, what's the one thing that worked for you? Oh, okay, maybe not quite my wheelhouse. Because I've never had a weight problem, so I can't really sympathize with that a whole lot. I'm 27 mil, 5'11", and 80 kilograms. Math on it, that's like 180 ish in freedom units. Lost around 10 kilograms in the past 8 months, but my face doesn't seem to acknowledge that. Also, there's this double chin that's making me look like Trump. What to do? Continue on a. Excuse me, Edward. Continue on a calorie deficit. I guess. I mean, a double chin. Outside of plastic surgery, I don't really know what to say. Let's see there. Let's look at the comments. You don't lose fat equally across your whole body. That's true. One option is you could just have particularly stubborn fat in that area that your body is choosing to keep for longer than the rest of your fat. Did a quick BMI check on you, and you're on the high end of a healthy BMI. You could try to lose a little more if you wanted to. 68 kilograms would give you a BMI of 21, whereas you have a 24.6 BMI at the moment. It could be your genetics or anatomy. It also might be worth going to a doctor to check if it's not a medical issue. Stick to a calorie deficit. It's all you got to do to lose weight. It's not rocket science. Aside from that, you know, the other thing that it could be, because he's only lost, my math is right on this, he's only lost about 22 pounds. Where he would have been like, I gotta pull out my calculator, hold on. 80 times 2.2, 176 plus the 22 is right, 10 kilograms. 2 is 22, yeah. Right. 2. So he was at 198 at 5'11". That's really not that bad. So yeah, just I guess stick with a calorie deficit and see what happens. If it doesn't change, then I mean, there's expensive plastic surgeries you can do, or just learn to love yourself. By the asshole for making a mom pick up her daughter in the middle of the night from my kid's sleepover.
I have one.
Okay.
Um, this this is coming from me as a CNA. I'm going to be reading some of the CNA ones and just kind of giving my take on it. But this one is in r/CNA, feeling discouraged.
Okay.
This is my third week in my CNA class, and my instructor called me out in front of everyone. We just started learning skills, and today we learned pericare and bed bath. Pericare is taking care of below the belt and making sure that it's clean when you're doing incontinent care. Just so y'all can kind of know that. I was asking a lot of questions as I normally do, but especially pertaining to hygiene, infection prevention. Our clinicals are in a hospital where many patients have infectious diseases. After asking if I can wear a mask during patient care, my instructor said in front of everyone, "This isn't the correct field for you, and you won't be able to handle this." Going on to explain that because of my questions and concerns about hygiene, I should leave the class and find a different career. I laughed it off because the other students were laughing, but it hurt to hear this. How could she say that when I'm trying to learn? I wasn't acting disgusted or refusing to do the skills. Also, I have the highest grade in the class. Am I being sensitive? Should I stop asking questions or find a different career? I can't imagine anyone is looking forward to wiping poop and being exposed to diseases. I think because my demeanor, people assume I'm a baby or shy when I've been through a lot. Yet she doesn't comment this to the student who struggles to speak English.
This is your field. I have nothing to say on this one.
That's why I said I was going to do it. Coming from a CNA, it takes a special person to
You're fine.
do that job. I was in it
Fine.
for 10 years, and in February, I decided I'm done. I'm taking a break for a little while because the mental toll it takes on you is real. Burnout is very, very real. Never stop asking questions because there's always something new in the field to learn.
Okay. All right. Am I the asshole for making a mom pick up her daughter in the middle of the night from my kid's sleepover? This sounds like it's going to be interesting. This weekend I had a small birthday part. Excuse me. This weekend I had a small birthday sleepover for my 8-year-old daughter and a couple of her friends. The night started completely normal. The girls had snacks, watched movies, and went to bed around 10:30 p.m. But around 1:30 a.m., one of them came into my room crying and woke me up. Single mom here, so there was no man in the room. Don't worry. She said she was scared and wanted her mom. While I was trying to calm her down, she told me this was her first time sleeping somewhere new, which was unbeknownst to me and caught me off guard. I did my best to try to comfort her. I sat with her and got her a drink, but she kept crying and getting more worked up, repeating that she wanted to go home. I gave it some time, but it wasn't getting any better. So at that point, I felt it wouldn't be right to force her to stay somewhere where she was clearly not happy. I called her mom and asked if she could come pick up. See, why am I getting so tongue-tied on this? I called her mom and asked her if she could come pick her up right then and there. Her mom came, but she seemed annoyed. The next morning, she texted me saying she wished I had just waited it out until the morning because now her daughter is embarrassed and might not want to try sleepovers again. Where I'm frustrated is that I feel like I was put in a bad position and destined to fail from the start, no matter what. I wasn't made aware that this was her first sleepover, and I don't think it's fair to use someone else's house, especially during their childhood, as the guinea pig without giving a heads up. I'm not mad at the girl at all. I felt really bad for her, but I also don't think it was my job to handle that level of stress all night. But I'm wondering if I should have just stayed up with her a bit longer to see if she'd go back to sleep and try to push through until morning, as the mom said it. We were not there, so we have no idea just how distressing this was getting. But if after about an hour or so, so by now it's about 2:30 or so in the morning, and the child still has not even began to calm down, then yeah, call the parents. If they don't understand that, no, you've had enough. No, you've had enough. You have had enough. You already had a sandwich. You've had enough. Anyway, if the parent isn't understanding, then they need to break out their journal or something and really think about their first sleepover that they ever went to, because every child is going to be scared. Every child is going to be missing their mother or their father or both. It's just it's natural. So yeah, tell her to take a long look inside. Thoughts? No, no. Dating advice. Unless you want to go. What? Which one? There's like four of them here. We're not reading that one. I know I was saying the word fuck a lot, but well, I'm gonna try not to. It's just kind of part of my vocabulary. Trying to keep this PG-13ish. Hey, here we go. XJW.
Found something in his wheelhouse.
So I'm formerly a Jehovah's Witness. I was Jehovah's Witness for 27 years, technically. I disassociated myself about 4 years ago, whenever I was 31, 30, 31. I think I was 30. No, it
He
would have been
wasn't
5 years
quite,
ago. 5 years ago.
yeah, because he wasn't quite born yet.
Yeah. So I know a lot about Jehovah's Witnesses. I know a lot about how they operate, how they think, how they act, why they do the things they do. So this kind of stuff is definitely in my wheelhouse. Thank you, governing body, which is the we'll get into that later. Thank you, governing body, for this update, turning PIMI to PIMQ, which is a person who is physically in, mentally in, which means they are all into the organization and being a servant of God and Jehovah's Witnesses, to PIMQ, which is a person that is now questioning their faith. See here, do they actually go into detail on it? A little bit. I told a family member about this update before it happened, and they seemed very upset. Not sure what update they're talking about. We'll get to that later. And immediately went to what apostate website you've been on. Apostates are a title given to people within Jehovah's Witnesses organization. It is people that are outright against Jehovah's Witnesses, like myself. And to Jehovah's Witnesses, they are mentally diseased, so careful.
Hold,
I may be crazy.
hold your thought. If you're wondering what we're snacking on, jelly beans. Starburst jelly beans. Good nice.
Okay. Well, the update came out, and I called them right after they watched it. And they ever emotionally upset. We have had a family die in the past due to this rule. Again, I'm not sure what update they're talking about. They kept saying how can say your blood is okay, but not someone. Oh. Oh, so they had updates on the no blood. No blood. Try update and then JW facts. No blood up. No, type it in the way I'm telling you to. No blood update. DATE.
I know.
2025. 2025, 2026. JW facts. JW facts. One word. All right. So for those of you that are not initiated, Jehovah's Witnesses are against blood transfusions. So they will often carry I don't know if you can see it on the screen, maybe if I angle it, but right there, you might be able to see it. Anyway, it says no blood. It is a card that they carry. It's a piece of paper that acts as a durable power of attorney. Now, what it does is it lists what blood alternatives they are allowing to be put into their body, but it also explains to the other person reading it that they are, for religious reasons, against whole blood transfusions. Now, back in my day, they could only accept red cells, white cells. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. They could not accept red cells, white cells, platelets, and plasma. However, if you took those four main ingredients, as they called it, and broke them down, then you could accept those fractions of fractions. And supposedly this somehow made sense. It made sense to me at the time. Um, okay. Well, okay. I found it on Reddit. Thank you, Reddit. and we'll get back to it here in just a second. Anyway, back to this Reddit. Uh, they gave no reasoning, and they are questioning the governing body. I have been working on this family member for over 2 years now, and thanks to the new update, I can finally see some progress. Now, let's clarify the Paradise Earth. I don't know, maybe turn it into a state of mind JW enjoy. Anyway, let me go to this other one right here. It says abstain versus under no circumstances. Governing body update number 2, March 2026, confirms blood policy change. Jehovah's Witnesses have long interpreted abstain from blood, taken from Acts 15:29, as under no circumstances ever. But that was the leadership's interpretation, not what the Bible actually says. The Bible simply commands to abstain, leaving room for context and exceptions, such as life-saving ones. Even in Mosaic law, if someone ate blood unintentionally, there was a provision. They were to wash and offer a sacrifice, noted at Leviticus 17, verses 13 through 14. Until now, whole blood transfusions were treated as under no circumstances, with the clarification on pre-donated autologous. That word right there, autologous. Yeah. On pre-donated, we'll just say pre-donated blood. If I remember correctly, I don't know if they're still in use, but there used to be a machine that would actually take the person being operated on, take their blood, and basically clean it through kind of a dialysis machine, and then put it back into your body. Pre-donated autologous blood. There is now a circumstance where blood is allowed, making their policy more like the Bible's instruction to abstain, still stricter than the text, but not absolute. The JW leadership's over strict interpretation has had real consequences. Enforcing a practice that isn't required by the Bible has cost lives, making the organization blood guilty. In the Bible, people could be blood guilty even if the victim might later be resurrected. Watchtower/JW teachings that teaches that if following their instructions leads to death, the resurrection will compensate, but the leadership is blood guilty nonetheless. Okay. That was interesting. So, the only reason I am here today is because of a blood transfusion. Okay, this is a video. So, we will not go into that because I don't want their stuff on my channel. Not like that. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will see if there is a YouTuber named Lloyd Evans. I will find his video because he normally does rebuttals, excuse me, on governing body updates and anything that has to do with Jehovah's Witnesses. The dude is a fountain of knowledge. I will link his video to this. I'll make this into a short and link it to it. So we can all stay updated. Anyhows.
We need to take a quick pause.
Do we? Oh, yeah, we gotta lay the boy down. Alright. We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back. Okay, stay tuned.